Well, AJ, last Thursday, people were asking, why was Charlie Sheen going on these rants? So we spoke to people involved in the production, and they said to us they were convinced that Charlie Sheen was again using drugs. We confronted him with that allegation. He said, fly to the Bahamas now and test my pee. He said, when it comes back negative, I would have to drink it.
Were you actually in the bathroom with him?
I was.
You were?
It was the most gratifying moment of my career. This was at his home, yes.
In LA.
A career lowlight. I was in his bathroom. He insisted that I interview him in his bathroom as we waited for the results to come back.
So you saw him do what he had to do?
Well, I didn't see it, but yes, we had a court-certified tester with us as well who ensured that the test wasn't compromised.
Everything was authentic
that everything
and
was authenticated. And, of course, he had the blood test as well, which is nothing that can be fooled.
Okay, well, Dylan, let's take a look at the drugs that you guys tested Sheen for. We've got marijuana, cocaine, alcohol, amphetamines, opiates, PCP, methadone, and certain types of prescription painkillers and anti-anxiety medication. The results were revealed this morning on ABC's Good Morning America. Watch what happened.
The blood test tested for a grid of 10 drugs, the urine a grid of 9. And the good news for Charlie Sheen, as he's watching this at home, I can tell you that right now, is that he tested negative for every single one of those tests.
No doubts about those results whatsoever? Are you
Absolutely
convinced
no.
the guy is clean?
Certainly in the last 3 days. Let's face it, these test results really only provide a footprint back for 3 days. The blood actually only provides a 24-hour footprint. But that's notable in one sense because Charlie Sheen last Thursday said he would fly back on Monday for the drug test. He decided to fly back early because people were saying last Thursday when he went on the radio and made those comments that he must have been using. So last Thursday, he was clean, unequivocally.
Let's hear from Charlie himself about that because he obviously was accused by a lot of people of having been on drugs, but everybody's wondering why would Charlie submit to these tests. Let's watch what he told you in this interview posted on Radar Online.
You were so confident about this.
Because you know if you haven't been doing anything,
I know that.
There's nothing in you, then nothing's coming out of you.
But doesn't that make this whole situation you find yourself in, staring at me, having to do this test, perplexing?
Well, it wasn't perplexing. It was a little surreal because it had an epic undertone about it. I don't think this has ever been done before.
No, it hasn't.
Yeah, so we have done something that we can claim to be completely original, which excites me, which puts me in the zone of winning, defeating the naysayers.
Okay, but the test only proves, as you mentioned, that he hasn't done drugs in the last 72 hours. It doesn't prove that he's not that he's committed to staying off drugs, clearly.
I asked the question. I said, can you give me an undertaking you won't use drugs again? He said, absolutely not. I asked him if he's an addict. He said, I'm not an addict. I said, your father said last week to Britain Sky News that you were an addict. In fact, he likened it to cancer. Right. Charlie said, shut it, Pops. Not the case.
Yeah.